Welcome to the Emotionally Baked podcast, where emotions and baking are the two most perfect ingredients.
Hello, and welcome back to the Emotionally Baked podcast, where we make something yummy and talk about our emotions, all in the hopes of working it out. I am so happy today because I have my mommy. She's here with me. She's visiting, and she's going to help me bake and talk, and we're going to just talk about what we're going to talk about. Today's episode is called Readiness and Raisin Bread. I've never made raisin bread before. Have you?
No.
I know, so this is going to be fun. So we're going to try to do the raisin bread. I'm going to let my stand mixer do a lot of the kneading and the working for me, because work smarter, not harder. So we're going to do that. But we are going to mix everything into the stand mixer bowl. I usually use a favorite bowl. If you've listened for a while, you know I have one, but we're using the stand mixer bowl. Today's recipe is coming from originoven.com, and it's very simple. It only has flour, yeast, water, sugar, salt, cinnamon, raisins, and butter. So that's going to be pretty easy today, I think. Right? We'll see. Pretty easy. Yeah, I know. Okay. So today I've just got some tea. It's really cold here. It's colder than where you live.
Yes.
She lives more in the south, and so, yeah. And she's very lucky to do that. So we're going to just mix our ingredients together while we chat about readiness. So, and pardon the birds, as the birds love to join in whenever I have a podcast. All right. So readiness, I think what I was meaning when I was coming up for the topic of readiness is because if you watch this when it comes out, it'll be coming out on New Year's Eve. So if you make resolutions or things like that, or getting ready for something new, I think that's kind of what I was wanting to talk about. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I kind of feel ready for a new year. Do you feel ready?
Oh, I definitely feel ready for a new year.
I don't know. Like readiness, I feel like sometimes, like, just to kind of poke fun at like my kids, like when we want to get ready to go somewhere, it's so hard for them to get ready and go.
Very true.
But I think that's just kind of a play on like being ready for something. Like if they're not really wanting to go somewhere, they
drag their feet.
But hey, if you're ready to go somewhere, like if we were going, where did we go? Oh, we went to New York City last weekend, and they really were ready to go. So they were up.
They got up early.
And they were ready. So, yeah. So I think readiness is something, I don't know if I'm always ready for something, but it's kind of just
like new things. Yeah, you get excited about it.
Yeah, you can get excited about it. Yeah. I'm not always ready, but I am. It's like a curiosity. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, well, what is this new year going to have, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to get started on the base. Just so you know, I've started a couple of things already just to make our recipe go simpler. So the recipe said to activate your yeast. So I've done that. I've put my yeast in some warm water, and as you can see, it's bubbling up. That's what we like to see with live yeast. As my mom knows, I made cinnamon rolls for Christmas.
They were really good.
What happened though?
But the yeast had died.
Yes. So that's the problem. So make sure your yeast is good, because that does make a difference. Mm-hmm. If not,
but they were still good. They were just smaller.
They're just tiny. I also put my raisins in some water. Now, you might not know why we do this when we're baking something with raisins in it, but when you get dried raisins in the store, they're pretty shriveled up, and you do want a nice plump fruit in your bread. So what we did is we're soaking them for a few minutes while we get this started. So this actually helps to
constitute.
Yes, that's a good word. I was going to say rehydrate. She has a bigger vocabulary. She's been a teacher for a long time, so she knows. So we're going to keep this in here while we do all the rest. Okay, so we've done that. So we're going to I have my flour here in this bigger one, and this does take a lot of flour. So we got 4 cups of flour. So we're going to do that, and I think I have enough. I don't know if you're like me. I sometimes look at my stash and I say, I think that's enough. And then We cross our fingers and we hope. I'm not a very good. I need to keep up on my stash a little bit better. Well, we can do this over. And yeah, we're gonna just. There we go. 2. Oh, I think we will just have enough. That's perfect. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Good job. Okay, we got our 4 cups of flour. And then we're going to mix in, so we've already have the yeast in the warm water over here. We're going to mix in 1/3 cup of sugar. So I'm going to use white sugar. Obviously this is a bread, so we're going to use
1/3.
It is. I know, my measuring cups are a little, they're loved. They're loved very much. So we're going to mix that 1/3 cup of sugar in here. Yep. And a teaspoon of salt. Now, I think this is where my big salt container, this is where I always stress, I think, everybody out on my podcast. Because I kind of just...
Oh, that would stress me out.
I eyeball it a little bit and that's it. And this is crazy. If you can grab the cinnamon, there are 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Now that is a lot of cinnamon. I do love cinnamon, but that is quite a bit. So I'm going to actually take off the lid here so I can actually dig in because that is a lot. But we are making cinnamon raisin bread, so that's a little much.
Want the cinnamon taste.
Yep, you want the cinnamon taste in there. Okay, so we're just going to leave that set aside for a sec because we are going to put that on the stand mixer, and that is it. That's going to go in the stand mixer. We're going to pour in our yeast mixture, and then we're going to pour in or whip in some of the softened butter, and that's going to be the basic part of it for a minute, and then we're going to come back to the recipe and fold. I don't know, my mom doesn't know the joke, but on here I've kind of said one of my favorite inside baking jokes is folding it in. So if you don't know what that means, fold it in. We're going to fold in some raisins later. So yes. Okay. So let's chat a little bit about readiness. So what do you think we do, or what I'm trying to think of? So Mom's been here as I've gotten my Christmas presents and I've been getting organized and doing some things. And I think she's seen me getting ready for the next year by doing my journal.
Oh, and it's a lovely new journal, and it's super organized.
Yeah, and I think that's one way to kind of get to feeling ready is to kind of prep yourself.
Yes.
Prep yourself for what's going to go on or what's going to happen, or, you know, what do we have in our brains or thoughts to do for the new year. And doing a journal, I feel like, is one way of me getting ready for, you know, kind of, it's mainly a book journal. It's just kind of me and a little bit of a personal one just to kind of plan and see what the new year has. But what other things do we usually do to get, like, prepare ourselves for something new? What do we usually do?
You get things together, you collect, like we've been going to different stores, getting what you need for that journal. It is not a usual journal. It's pretty, and it is exact, using a stencil to write the words, and just getting things together. Yeah, and then, like, I think, so let's say if we are getting ready for, I don't know, maybe a new job or a trip. You would do there's a lot of planning in getting ready. There's a lot of, I don't know about you. Maybe you can remind me, because I can't, getting older, can't remember totally. But I know, I think I got this from you, is when I get ready to go on a trip, I clean my house. I do too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you did that. I clean it because I don't want it to be dirty when I get home.
That's right.
So being ready, I feel like, is actually like it's a good thing. Like, you got to prepare, and sometimes people kind of, you know, make fun of type A planners or people who are too ready.
You're prepared, right?
But you're prepared, exactly. Like being prepared. My husband kind of made fun of me. I have like a set of, what is it called? The freezer dried foods.
Yes.
In the back. Just to be ready, like what
in case of emergency.
Yeah, like what would happen? Yeah,
if you didn't have electricity.
Exactly, or extra batteries, or extra anything, you know, to kind of be ready. I think readiness is good. It's a good thing to kind of what is the word? I don't want to say nurture, but practice, or like self
preservation.
Yes, yeah, it's good for that. I really do. So yeah, readiness I feel like is super important. What else can we be ready for?
Coming events.
Yeah.
Like our friend Sherry.
Oh yeah.
You know, she was in charge of a Christmas breakfast at our church.
Yeah.
And she started preparing for this in the summer.
Yeah.
And it was a big, huge job. But if she'd tried to do that just 2 or 3 days before it would not have turned out. And it turned out beautiful.
Yeah.
There was enough food, but not too much food.
Right.
And this all turned out because she was prepared.
Yeah. And I want to kind of ask you, because you're my mom, how do you think we teach readiness? Because I feel like it's a learned thing. I feel like I learned a lot of being ready from you, because you were a teacher. She's retired. Was a teacher, and I feel like being a teacher, you do have to be very organized. You have to be planned and ready,
or you will have a terrible day.
Right, exactly. So I feel like I learned a lot of that from you, a lot of that readiness. How do you think somebody like me, who, yes, I did teach for a little bit, not a lot of it, but like, how do we teach our little ones and our because I have big ones too. I have big kids. Like, how do we teach them that readiness? They have a little bit of it, but how do we keep it? Like, how do we keep teaching them to be ready?
They could observe it, because with their parents being ready. Because if you're not ready, it's chaos, and there's feelings get all out of order. But if you're ready, it's like our last church day last week. We were there early because she told the children that we were going to go early, and they got an idea what clothes they were going to wear, and you prepare ahead of time, and you just do the things that need to be done.
That's true. That's really true. And I feel like also, like, leading by example is really good, and maybe kind of like showing, like, I guess, because I have little ones. I have a little one who's still in school, and so maybe like showing him that, like, to be ready for him to be ready for school each day, there's a certain set of,
his backpack needs to be in a certain place, and his reading book needs to be in there. His homework needs to be in there. And lunch needs to be in there.
And it's so funny. Sometimes I think we have to fail to succeed, because there was one time where none of that was done, and he felt very
embarrassed.
Yeah, embarrassed and kind of stressed. And so, I think it was a learning experience to say, oh, well, I needed to be there. I needed to have my ducks in a row. Older kids, I'm trying to think of, like, because I have close to 2 adult children, and leading by example, yes, and failing, yes, but maybe like.
But she puts things down on her calendar to remind her, and she looks at the calendar here, and so she checks that before she goes to bed.
And maybe just opportunities to show the readiness, just show that, or give them the opportunities to kind of work on it would be. Maybe, I don't know. Here on our podcast, we work it out as we're baking. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're talking it out. We're working it out. So I'm going to cut to some video of me, of the mixer doing its thing and working away at our dough. So we'll be back later to finish out our conversation.
I just let the stand mixer do a lot of the mixing here for the bread. It was nice and easy, mixing it up, and then I put the melted butter in, and then we put in all those yummy raisins and let that mixer just do its job. And then we let it rise for about an hour. Stuck it in the pan and baked it.
Okay, so we've waited and we've let it rise, and then we've baked it and all the things, and
it smells so good.
it looks so yummy. It's beautiful. I think I should put like maybe even like a frosting on it.
A glaze.
Yeah, that would be super yummy. It didn't say that in the recipe, but we had some at church this weekend and it was really good. So we might do that. So, yeah. So thank you for joining us on this podcast and welcoming my first guest, my mom. This was super fun. And yeah, so just remember, readiness is a good thing, and where we are in whatever journeys of, like what the new year's going to bring, whether it's new travels or new, new adventures.
And new things in life.
Yeah, be ready and yeah, just have that readiness in you, I think. Just learn how to have that readiness. So, all right, like I always like to say, remember, whether the salt in your recipe comes from tears or a teaspoon, we baked it out. Thank you.